Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I'm Andrew. Yes.
Justin, you're right.
This is for you.
Mike, Daryl Carter. Nice to meet you.
Here, this is for you.
Okay.
Got to get your sheet out. Propaganda, love it. I'll wear it proudly.
You got it. Nice to meet you. I'm Andrew.
Hi, Andrew. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Justin.
Allison, nice to meet you.
Mike, Daryl.
Hi, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, you're not a Craftsman, are you?
No.
No, there's a gentleman that works there that you remind me of them. Hi, nice to meet you. Logo.
Yeah. You guys ready?
Yeah. Make sure you hit those eyes.
All good?
Okay.
So, what are you going to do when they come for you? That's a question we're asking at Safe Hands. During a police traffic stop, a driver could become very tense and nervous. Not only can the driver become like that, but also the police officer. In recent years, we have seen that a light average traffic stop can turn dark quickly. Our company has created an easy access storage compartment that is placed on your dashboard, which to hold your car documents such as your license, your registration, and your proof of insurance. And this is to ensure you're not fumbling around in your glove compartment so that you can keep your hands visible to the officer at all times. Our customer segment is very broad due to the fact that there are so many drivers out there on the road today. Anyone can get pulled over at any time. This product will reduce tension between both parties, but more importantly, we will save lives.
So, like Andrew said, there's a lot of tension that goes down in between traffic stops. When you're driving, you feel a lot of tension. You feel very nervous on both your own side and the police officer's side when those kind of situations occur. And when the officer asks you for the license and the registration, and then you're reaching over to the glove compartment or down near your pocket, situations can occur where they think that you have a weapon or any other type of thing, which can result in a dangerous circumstance. We have an example here from the Philandro Castile case a few years ago that shows a traffic stop that went a little bit south.
So, sir, we have to over to your brake lights are out. So you only have one active brake light. That could be your passenger side, your third brake light, which is up here on the top, and then this one back here is going to be out. You have your lights for the shirt? Don't reach for it, son. Don't pull it out. Don't pull it out. Don't pull it out.
Here's the problem with this video. Philandro did everything that he was supposed to do in this situation. It was daylight out, and he was very polite to the officer. He told the officer that he had a firearm because that's what it seems like you should do in this situation. Here's what our product does. It relieves a lot of the tension that happens because when you already have your license and registration on the dashboard near your steering wheel, the officer can see where your hands are, and you feel very at ease. And then that creates an opposite situation of what was just seen. Very low risk for a chance of something dangerous happening. We have a quick demonstration here where we're going to show exactly how to use the product. In this situation, I will be the driver.
And I will be the police officer. How's it going today, ma'am?
It's going real good.
Can I see your license and registration, please?
Yes, you can. Here you go, officer.
Is that Safe Hands?
It is safe hands.
I feel very safe in this situation.
As you can see, Safe Hands allow a safe transaction between the police officer and driver, easing the tension between the two during the traffic stop.
Alright, so our TAM is drivers in the U.S., and so pretty much everyone who lives in the U.S. who is above the age of 16. And that's 220 million drivers, giving us revenue of about $4.4 billion if we sell to them all. Our SAM is total number of drivers in the state of Illinois, which is 8.5 million, and that would give us revenue of $170 million. And our market share is the city of Naperville simply because that's where we live. And in the city of Naperville, there are 112,000 drivers, and that would give us about $2.24 million in revenue. Now, our competitors are, as we stated earlier, the glove compartment. There are also common cases where people use the armrest compartment, and also wallets for the IDs or the new phone wallet cases, stuff like that. And the problem with the wallet and the phone cases is when you reach down to your pockets, similar to what happened in the Philando Castile case, the officer could think you have a firearm on your hip, and he can't see your hands, and that causes lots of problems. With the glove compartment or the armrest storage compartment, those are big spaces. People can easily fit handguns, knives, any other sort of weapon in those spaces. And so our goal is to reduce that because our product has a very small slit and no weapon really can fit in that. And so for our cost of each product costs $686 per unit, and that includes the plastic that goes into the making of the base product itself, the leather that goes around it, the magnetic strips which will be inside the product in between the leather and the plastic, and then we will also have 2 more magnetic strips that you put on the dashboard so that the entire product can go on your dashboard, and then you can disconnect the whole thing and just hand it to a police officer. And our last cost is the cost of shipping and handling, which is how much it would cost us to ship our product to each and every one of our customers.
Safe Hands has one common goal. And I know goals and everything that people may come up with may be similar to advancing them. But we have a product that is wanting to change the world, reduce tension between officers and drivers, and most importantly, save lives, one product at a time. So that's why we're asking for 55 products, $400 to make 55 products and purchase our website domain, and that will give us a test and feel for what Safe Hands can do for us, being able to allow us to do experiments with multiple drivers in different situations. Invest into a company that's not just about saving money, but about saving lives. Now look, I know you guys have listened to a lot of pitches all day long, and they have had a lot of products that talk about what can they do for you, how can we save you, but Safe Hands is more than that. Our product is not just about you, but it's about your children, your spouse, your grandparents, and your other family relatives. Because if something happens during that traffic stop, it's not just going to be you that's affected, but everyone that's around you. So how much is your life worth? Thank you.
7 minutes.
Yeah, I say you left some time on the table there, but in the bandwidth, we'd like to see a little longer, but you covered a lot of ground, so great job. You want to go first?
Sure. One of the things that we've been talking about is the importance of identifying the problem and the solution, what's the value of the solution, and I think you did that very well. Powerful message, really, really great. And the only question I had is what's the retail cost of the Safe Hands? Did I miss it?
$20, well, $19.99.
Oh, I completely missed it, okay.
I do too, so
Okay.
that's on you, because you can't see
Because
it,
you can't
you're
see it.
visual.
I'm looking at your cost of
I
goods
lost,
sold.
all I saw was cost of goods sold, I never saw the
Yeah,
list. Did you
okay.
guys see it?
I did.
Okay, I did
No,
not.
well,
50/50.
we're pretty-
Well, it's funny because
Yes.
let's make the point, because I didn't see it at first, and I kept looking at the screen, and then I could see to the side, oh, the $19.99, that's gotta be the
All I
price.
saw, and I was obsessed with it, is $2.60, that's almost 30 to 40% of your cost is shipping and handling. We gotta do something different. You can't have $260 out of $686 be shipping and handling. And so I was blinded by that. Sorry.
We'll make sure we have the bright yellow highlighter on the $19.99.
Yeah.
That'd
Too
be
much
great.
cost in
Yeah.
shipping and handling, 40%? That's
Yes,
crazy.
we also thought about that too. Do you guys have any recommendations on how we could get that done or get that cost lower so we can ship out more effectively?
It's a great response to my question. Always, the guy who brought up the problem should have the solution. I don't know that I don't know that I have a solution, but I know that it's not right at the moment, so I can't answer that question, so fair enough.
Thank you.
We'll think on it.
Yeah.
What was the catalyst for this idea? Whose idea was it?
It was my idea. We were thinking of products to do at the beginning of the year, and I wasn't really happy. We actually pivoted like the first 3 weeks. We had a textbook company, but I don't know what I think I was just looking at the news, and I know this is a huge problem, police brutality in the news. I was doing a research paper on this, and I just thought, well, why not try to make this a solution? So presented it to them, and we just kind of went from there.
Great.
I mean, I have kind of, that was a big question. I have a very, very minor kind of logistical one. Personally, you always need your license for ID for other things. So kind of that thought of putting it in a slot and on my dash and then having to remember to take it back out and put it in my wallet. If I'm, you know, you go downtown to a building in
Exactly.
Chicago, you've got to have ID all the time now. Of just that transfer to me would be, it would be inconvenient.
And that's a huge problem that we were thinking about, like, what's the difference if your wallet is still, like, if you have your license in your wallet, it's still in your pocket, that defeats the whole purpose of Safe Hands. So what we want to try to do is maybe, like, have a place along your dashboard or, like, on top of the product that could, like, hold your wallet or something like that, so you could have your wallet up there, have your license out, you don't have to pull it out every time your wallet's done.
And do you have any statistics on how many incidents like that happen in a day, a month, a year?
We'd have to look at that.
We're not for sure, but I know that in the past, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years, it's been increasing. I think there was about maybe 1,000 in like the past, at least 2 years, like shooting deaths involving police brutality. I can't be sure though, but there have been a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that was a very powerful video, but people could say, well, that's not gonna happen to me, or that's not gonna happen in my community, so having some statistics about, you know, because I'm sure it happens, you know, on the interstate somewhere, just bad chemistry, something happened where people
Yeah.
just aren't getting in the right place.
Yeah, and even like in that situation, like he had the best case scenario, like he wasn't doing anything like wrong, like he wasn't put over for speeding or having drugs on him, but it was simply a brake light, you know, and that can be anybody, and you know, in any community, like a brake light, like you can go on home, start your, I mean, not go home, get in your car, start it, your brake light might go out then, but you know, like you never know, and then they pull you over, and you may say, well, I have a knife or something on me, you know, it was broad daylight, and then even to have his child and his wife right there, and to see how quickly that escalated, because it wasn't even tension in the beginning. It was, hi, how are you doing today? You know, can I have your license, insurance? It was very light, and then like in a matter of milliseconds, it just turned.
Have you talked to the Naperville Police Department?
Yeah. We went there, we talked with someone who used to do patrolling, and then we also talked to the resource officer at school, and I think we actually talked to two different
Yeah,
people
2
at
different
school
police
too, right?
officers at our school. All of them really like the idea. They like the idea that it helps the police officer as well. So I think that if we involve as many people in law enforcement as we can, that it could take on really nicely.
As we briefly talked some weeks back, of all the presentations, it's the most powerful from, this is a life-changing, you did a great job closing that way, really sensational. But I don't think you have the problem solved yet, because I'm with Mark, and I don't know how women do it, but my life is in this left pocket, and if I take that out and I forget, I'm traveling, you can't go anywhere. So I don't know if it's a duplicate license, because, or something like that. I just feel like we're still missing it. The tension by that video and how you presented it is incredible on both sides. So we know the problem's there. I'm just not sold yet that I'm gonna take my license out every time I do it. Doesn't mean that I'm your perfect client, but I'm just trying to figure there are other options. And certainly a duplicate license is one. So what's the risk of a duplicate license? When I was a kid, it was a big deal. It was, I had fake IDs because there were no pictures on it. Now what are they really gonna do with pictures and the emblem? I'm just trying to think if there's a different way you could get around.
Yeah, the state of Illinois will not allow you to have a duplicate license.
Yeah. I know it takes legislative, yeah.
I think you are though onto something, and I want to reiterate, your closing, fantastic.
Yeah.
Your graphic, just starting very simple and
Right.
building on it, showing what basically the outline of a person, sends a significant message. You
Yeah,
did
sure.
an excellent job on that, I want to commend you on it. If there is some way to take this idea and make it like I'm going to be very poor in my description, it's like a 2-part wallet. The piece that you pull off, you put on your dash, contains all that information that you have. Your credit cards and everything else stays in your purse or your jacket, or in my case, I keep it in my briefcase. I get pulled over, I'm kind of like Sean, son, because it's all my
You can
briefcase.
be in your back.
Yeah, it's not gonna be in my backpack either, because I don't carry a backpack. So, if there's some way where you can make that convenient, and then people get into that muscle memory habit, I'm gonna take this part out in my car, put it on my dash, it's a magnetic, or there's something to keep it in place. I get out of my car, I just tip it off, put it back in my pocket, and I'm going. That way you kind of keep it, you can put it back together. I do like the idea, I'll agree that I don't think you're quite there to solving the problem, but you're on the right path.
Is there a way that, we're just spitballing, so you're with the police in Naperville, and they try, and you use Xerox copies, just for this example, why do they have to have the authentic license? I'm not really sure, because they generally walk back to the car, they call it in, they see if there's any felonies. What if we were to prove, let's suppose Naperville had 2 shootings in the past year, and we changed this process to where they would accept, as a trial basis, a duplicate. It's Xerox, they know it's a Xerox copy, or they're trying to, the tension's on the police officer as well, they don't like the tension either. So if they can keep somebody out of their pockets, would they do all the, what would they accept is what I'm asking you, other than, this is my last option, I like where you're at. Is there any other way, just as a test, because you could prove it, nobody's, I don't know what the rules are, why they had to ask for license, it was started 180 years ago, right? Somebody that said that's what you're supposed to do, get an insurance card. What are they really looking for? They're looking to make sure you're the person driving the car, you have insurance. Is there a different way of doing that?
Or
That
maybe-
Naperville would accept and be a test case?
Or even, if we think of like the things that's on your license, maybe if they can add like to your registration or something, maybe add a picture of you to your registrations and maybe like your driver's license number, I don't know if that's on there now, but having your driver's license number and your picture on there, and maybe that can be the equal acceptance of registration and license, so they won't have to go ask for your license, but it would just be like, we just gotta know how to, like, how would they, do it.
Police officers are nervous when they go back in the car calling in and all. They're nervous at the window, right? So we want to move the tension from that window. And I would seek them out because they have a huge win in here. You describe what we win. Now describe the police officer that's possibly going to be in jail the rest of his life, or killed somebody, or she got killed. So there's tension on both sides. They may want to help you try something. I just feel I'd love to solve this problem.
Well, certainly they know who owns the car before they even walk up to the window. Because they can already put the plate in to know if it's current and who owns the car.
You guys could change the whole process. Why don't you just reevaluate the whole process? Why does a police officer even ask for it? What do they get out of it? Is there a different way?
We had also thought of the idea a long time ago of having something that possibly the police officer could scan and like put on their window. That way, it's just a quick, they scan it, they get all the information they need, and then it just.
Sticker that goes on the window?
Yeah.
Or even like,
Love that.
I mean, the dream could be like having an app where all of this information is just on your phone, because I know everything's digital nowadays. And
But there's
no,
a
I
chance,
can- I
you
keep
could,
my
you
phone
could,
here.
you could get the phone out of the pocket.
there is,
You could.
you've seen like on the windows, like the suction cup holders for your phones. We could sell that maybe with the product and take out the phone and barcode, I don't know, something like that for the officer.
Talk to the police.
I think there's a solution. I definitely do. I think this is a great thing, and I think there's a solution. It's just digging a little deeper.
Great job, right?
Nice presentation, guys.
Thank you so much.
Really well done.
Thank you so much.